Do, this show doesn't have an intro yet. Do, this show doesn't have an intro yet.
Hans, we need to talk.
Nick, what do we need to talk about?
The Pokémon Direct for January 2020.
Direct into your eyeballs.
That sounds weird to say. Yes, a Pokemon-centric Nintendo Direct was announced and done on the 9th of January 2020. And Hans and I are here to talk about it. A short 20-minute presentation.
An even shorter video, am I right, Nick?
We'll see. First off, we got a bit of talking from the head of Pokemon. I can't remember this guy's title.
Oh, Nick. It wasn't just his head, it was his entire body, don't be silly.
Boo.
Oh, fuck you, that was funny.
I believe it was the head of Pokemon, who announces Pokemon Rescue Team Mystery Dungeon DX.
So is this just a remake, or is this an actual sequel?
So, it's a remake to the original Pokemon Rescue Team, which I think had two versions.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
Combining the two versions into, like, a remake.
But it has added some new stuff, because at one point you do see Charizard Mega Evolve.
Yeah. So
that was definitely not the original.
There are probably some updates to it. Like, there is a complete overhaul of the graphics. I really liked that watercolor paint style background stuff they had.
Yep.
I think that looked pretty cool. That is coming out March 6th, 2020. But the demo is out right now, Hans.
Have you played it yet?
No. I have no interest.
No, not at all.
I never played the originals.
I didn't either, but I just can't remember, like, what the fuck it is.
I think it's like a sort of like a tactics type thing. Like, very, very simplified.
Pokemon 3 houses.
Kinda. Make those Pokemon fuck.
There are websites for that. There's a lot of websites for that, actually.
But then we cut to two of the head honchos of Game Freak and get the guts of what the Pokemon Direct entailed, Hans. The announcement of the Pokemon Sword and Shield Expansion Pass.
Not DLC.
Expansion Pass. Yes, it's DLC.
It's yeah. Right, was it just me, or did they seem very... We know we pissed off a lot of people. Like, did you not? Like, 'cause a lot of the stuff they were saying was very much like...
I don't know about that. I think they obviously knew. Because at the end of the day, like, if that was their attitude, this wouldn't be what they did. Because, like, if their attitude is like, oh, we pissed off so many people, how do we get them happy? Saying that we have 2 pieces of paid DLC coming out is not the way to do that.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
Yes, so... This is instead, they did come out and say they're doing this instead of our typical third game that you would get in the Pokemon, whether that be like Emerald, Crystal, or like the sequels like Black, White 2 and Ultra Sun and Moon. This is instead of a third game.
It makes a lot of sense, I think.
So IY is devastated there is no Pokemon Gun. You use your existing save data to carry on your adventure, so it sounds like this will be stuff that is designed to take place after like the main story of the original base games. And there's 2 main pieces of DLC. Shall we talk about the first one, Hans?
Nick, what is the first piece of DLC?
The Isle of Armor.
Dope name.
It is a pretty good name. It's like an island type setting. There's a kind of like a
dojo.
Yep, there's a dojo. It's kind of an island type setting with beaches and sunny climate. We get Galarian Slowpoke, Hans.
It's just Slowpoke with some yellow on it.
I don't know what the yellow's meant to like show or entail. Is he like sunburnt or something?
Is he sunburnt?
I don't know. Like what's he meant to be?
Maybe it's because he's a lizard and lizards have different patterns, Nick.
No. A lizard.
That was sunburnt.
What is Slowpoke's not a lizard?
Slowpoke is undoubtedly based off of a lizard.
No.
Yes.
Slowpoke? I gotta Google this now. What's Slowpoke meant to be? What is Slowpoke?
Slowpoke is a Pokemon.
Hey, no, Hans. A Slowpoke is a person who acts or moves slowly. Get it right. Pulpopedia. Biology. A cross between a salamander and a hippopotamus.
Oh, Nick, what's a hippopotamus, really?
One of those things is not a lizard. Has vacant eyes.
Yes, well, that's true.
Okay. Enough about Slowpoke. Yeah, so Galarian Slowpoke, new customization options, and 2 new rivals. One of them,
one technically.
yes, one, but they are version exclusive.
Yeah.
So one gets I think it was a psychic, and one gets a poison.
Poison,
rival?
yep. That's it, yeah.
I
Sword
think
gets the
that's-
poison and Shield
Yep.
gets the psychic.
I think that's pretty cool. It's neat. There is an update out now that is
Yep.
going live with those rivals in it, in like the wild area to talk to. And Galarian Slowpoke also available in that update.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's more Pokemon.
We're getting Gigantamax forms of Blastoise, Venusaur, and the 3 starter final evolutions.
Fuck, yes. How
They
dope
all
the
look
score bunnies
pretty
look.
good. Yeah,
I
Score
love the
Bunnies looks really good.
I love that Sobbles just straight up has a fucking sniper rifle
Yeah,
now.
he's like a sniper on a perch, and Grookey's, whose name is escaping me right now.
Gorilla Boom or something.
Yeah. It literally just has a massive drum kit.
Yeah.
All pretty great. Blastoise and Venusaur are pretty, as you'd expect, but pretty cool nonetheless.
Blastoise has a fucking fortress on his back.
Yep. And it does confirm that obviously those full evolution lines will be in as the part of the upcoming Pokemon that are being introduced.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you said, the story conceit for this one is you take up an apprenticeship at a dojo with your version exclusive rival, and as part of that, you get introduced to the legendary Pokemon Cubfu.
Hilarious.
Who, is he the first legendary that can evolve?
Possibly.
Like,
yes.
they sort of say he evolves, which doesn't sound like it's a new form or anything. It says, he evolves into Urshifu, who has multiple forms, and each of those forms has a G-Max.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's like that. Maybe I missed a legendary along the way, but that sounds like the first legendary who just evolves as a normal person. Or like,
Suppose you would think they would have made a bigger deal out of that, actually.
Yeah. They also introduced they're bringing back tutor moves, they're bringing back the apricorns, and they're bringing back experience charms, whatever those are.
I didn't know that was a thing. They must be from Sun and Moon.
Possibly. And hands. Most importantly, new bikes.
Yeah. Cool.
New designs for the bikes.
Great for customization, I suppose.
Yep, and that was kind of all the information we got about the first DLC, the Isle of Armor.
Hold on, you missed out one of the big things.
Did I?
They said that the entire island is like the wild area.
Oh, I was going to go back to that at the end, because they came back. They said that about both of them.
Yeah. Well, we might as well mention it now. Like, that seems to be a big deal. Because, I'm cautiously optimistic, because to me that makes me think, well, how big are these things going to be?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to be the size of a wild area section? Or are they going to be the size of the wild area from the core game in total? Or are they just going to be, or possibly bigger?
Yeah. And also kind of, part of it is, I'm thinking of like how they actually do the story bit of it then. So obviously the wild area is a big open area and you can go anywhere in it. Yes, you will get destroyed by certain Pokemon if you go to areas you're not meant to. But obviously then that's where the routes and stuff come in, is like, alright, they can funnel you along routes to be facing Pokemon that are of your level. Mm-hmm. So if this is just one big wild area, or like you're just going to be going back and like go to the dojo where you start and then run out to one, like, oh, I need you to go to this place, do whatever you need to do there, and then run back.
I imagine it'll be like proper dungeons and stuff still, and if there are towns, the towns will still have their own screens, I assume. But to me, if this is post game, I would assume that a lot of the Pokemon and stuff as well would maybe have to be scaled.
Yeah,
like maybe you can still go to it before beating the champion and stuff, in which case they would definitely need to be scaled. That's what I'm curious about, is kind of how they're going to insert it into the core game, if the Pokemon were there will be scaled, or if just you're going to go there like all level 50 or plus. Good luck.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because obviously this is a new thing for Pokemon. The second DLC is the Crown Tundra.
Not as cool a name.
Definitely not as cool as name. Filled with snowy areas and lots of ruins. But Hans, the most important bit of this, the Gible evolution line is confirmed.
Does that make you happy?
Yes. Garchomp was in there, and Gible is my second favorite Pokemon.
What's your first favorite?
Sandshrew.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your weird fetish with that.
Sandshrew's great.
Nick, this video is not going to be long enough, or it'll be too long if you go into why you like Sandshrew.
He's chubby.
I know.
We get what look like either alternate forms or like G-Max versions of the original legendary bird trio.
Apparently, they are
Galarian forms, yeah.
Galarian forms of the legendary birds.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I didn't know if they were going to be G-Max versions or just Galarian forms. Because that ties into what they said is there's going to be like a new co-op game mode with more like elaborate versions of the raids that are currently there.
Yeah,
which
like
sounds pretty cool.
It's like the fact that you actually go into these dens now of these G-Max Pokemon.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Galarian Articuno looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, I think all of them look pretty cool, to be fair.
I wonder what their types will be, because to me it kind of looked like fire, steel, and fighting, but that doesn't really tie into the whole triangle weakness.
Yeah. Well, neither does water, electric, and fire.
Suppose,
Fire and electric aren't related in any way there. The story conceit for this one was like really vague and ominous. Just said, a certain person will appoint you as the expedition lead.
That to me makes it seem like it's going to be. This might be a big reveal who this person is.
Yeah, it was like, but like the way they said it was just like, okay, that's not weird at all.
Maybe it'll be Professor Oak.
Maybe, yeah.
It won't be. This is not going to be.
Well, like that Sun and Moon did that. Like Sun and Moon had like all the old like blue and red and all in it, which I thought was really cool.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
Then.
And we get the introduction of Calyrex, the DLC legendary, who looks like a giant weird reindeer thing.
That fucking creepy. Dude, is fucking creepy.
Does look pretty creepy, yeah.
Do not like Nick.
Gonna take a punt and say he is ice and psychic.
He's psychic and grass.
Is he? Did it come out and say that?
It said that, yeah.
I don't know. Oh. Damn. But yeah, that's kind of all the information we got about the second DLC. It's obviously dated a little later, so there's probably not as much fleshed out about it yet. But then we got some extra things to tie it all up. As you said, both areas will be entirely made up of the wild area type gameplay. There's 200 new / returning Pokemon being added.
Yeah!
So you can only catch them.
Stop your bitching online, you fuckers.
So you can only catch them in the DLC, but they can be traded to people without the DLC.
Yes.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Yes.
And any Pokemon that's being added, it can be traded in via Pokemon Home. So if it's a Generation 1 Pokemon that you could have caught in like, or in, I think any Pokemon you can catch in Pokemon Go as well, you can transfer them into Pokemon Home and then transfer them into Sword and Shield.
Does that mean they have 3D models for everything then?
Yeah. Like Pokemon Home, I believe, is just like, remember the
National Dex deck, it's confirmed.
Remember the Pokemon Bank that came out a while ago?
Yeah.
It's like the new version of that that ties into Pokemon Go as well, I think. So yeah, and then as I mentioned, a new update bringing in the new version exclusive rival, and the Galarian Slowpoke is going live yesterday as we record this. And we got the release dates anyway. Isle of Armor is due by the end of June 2020, and the Crown Tundra is just tentatively put as autumn 2020.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That would make, like summer and then technically holidays.
You're pretty much giving it like a 6-month gap between the game coming out and then the first DLC.
Did they mention a price?
I believe it was. I don't know if they're selling these separately, but I believe it was a price of £26 for the full expansion pass.
Yeah, that's all right. Like, I suppose at the end of the day, it all dials up to how much game there is there. £26 for the entire pass.
I had
for
to guess
games.
If they are selling them separately, it's probably £15 each, or you get a small discount if you're buying both of them.
Yeah, I imagine that there will be like the pass is just for both anyway.
Yeah, the expansion pass is for both, but I don't know if you will be able to buy one of them and then the other.
Do you think they'll do that thing where like, hey, why not buy an expansion pass for both sets of games?
See, that I did think that was weird. Was that like if
there's a pass for Sword and for Shield?
Yeah, it's like if you're one of those people that has bought both games, you need to buy 2 expansion passes.
They'll fool on them for buying the same game twice.
Like it's probably their own fault, but like it's still kind of weird. I thought that was a bit weird because especially like I'm assuming it's like a limitation of whatever way the fucking Nintendo eShop is designed. That like you can't have one DLC that works for 2 games. But I feel like they put the effort in. There's probably a way around that.
Maybe.
And yeah, that was it for the Pokemon Direct. Pretty cool. I think this is... I personally expected this compared to like a third game. Like, I expect them to do DLC rather than a full third game or set of sequels.
I mean, it's the first time it's ever happened for Pokemon, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a big deal.
Oh, yeah, it is. But like,
and I think it also shows again how Pokemon is taking steps towards the modern day.
Mm. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it is. It was expected for me anyway, but it's not. It's still pretty cool nonetheless. As much as I would have loved Pokemon Gun.
We both know it wouldn't have been called.
It would not have been Pokemon Gun, but it was still pretty funny to think about it for a while.
Just a giant wolf with a fucking bazooka.
It's just Wergaruma with a gun.
Pokemon Reloaded.
Yep, so that was it. Overall, pretty cool. Always nice to see more Pokemon stuff. I'm happy.
I'm happy this game's done well enough.
I have already bought it.
Have you actually?
Yeah, 100%.
Jesus, Nick.
Why?
Totally on board with this. I'm very happy to see it, and I will take any excuse to play more of my game of the year. Nick, put it up on the screen. Did you put it up on the screen?
Probably.
Sweet. Good job.
Sweet. See you next time, Hunt, when there is something worth talking about.
This show also doesn't have an outro. This show also doesn't have an outro.